Is it?
Okay.
I mean it in a good way.
Okay.
What did you think of tonight's performance?
I think it's a professional performance. If you don't come in with the right mindset, you can easily get beaten. If you see some of the other results, yesterday teams went into overtime. Today, New York City lost. So you have to come in with the right mindset, and I think the guys did that and had a professional performance.
Greg, curious, just the way that your team came out, had a chance in the third minute through Kellen and then immediately come back, and you get that turnover, a big goal kick. What did it mean to just see your guys come out on the front foot and capitalize on someone's mistake and really take over the match from there?
I think it's about, you're sitting here. We actually came in here for the pregame meeting, so we're in this exact room. And you talk about your intentions for the match and what you want to do. And to see it come from, the pregame meeting to now on the field where the guys showed the right mindset from the beginning to press, to be aggressive, to put the opponent on their back foot was really important. And, you think the result of that is you get to take guys off early, right? Andrew came off. Hugo came off, Jack came off, so we got to rest some guys. Joe came off, so now we're going to Atlanta and we're fresh, which is important.
Alex Campbell for tonight, thecup.us. Greg, some milestone goals late in this game. Omari gets his first for the Fire as a first-team player. Marin gets his first of the season. How big a moment was seeing Omari put the ball in the back of the net, and how great is it to have Marin fully back as an option out there on the wing?
We talked about it being a squad week. We're going to need everyone in the entire squad for this week, and that's a perfect example. Marin has been working hard. He got to play 90 minutes today. He got to cap off the performance with a goal and some good attacking moves, so that's going to help the rest of the group. Amari's a guy who's resilient. He fits in any position we put him in, and he works hard. And for him to get a goal, I think, is a great achievement.
Alex Calabrese for MI97 Media. I want to ask a little bit more about Omari because at the start of the season, preseason, he was a winger, and now he's becoming more of a right back. Mm-hmm. I'm curious your thinking behind that shift and if you think that's his position going forward.
I think that's the trend right now, is to keep him in that position. We think that's where he has the most upside. And he's shown that he has the speed, he has some attacking quality to help to give us a service from the right back position. He has the speed. So, we need to keep working with him now. And, he's by no means a finished product, but we think from the long term he can be a good right back in this league.
Coach Jim Alexander, the winless sort of streak, does this help, you think, the guys just to get a positive result, a 4-0 decisive win? Do you think that could be a momentum changer, even though it's a different competition stuff going forward for the sort of MLS season?
Yeah, I wouldn't read too much into it. I think it's a good performance. What I like is that we had 2 games back-to-back, not giving up a goal. The last game was some crazy circumstances that we had to work through. Now we come out and put a better performances. So, I think for me, for the staff, we're just looking for improvement. And I think there's definitely been improvement this week, compared to last week. And the guys have shown a good attitude.
And Greg, I saw Omari Glasgow in every point of the field, in the back and the front, making the passes. I know there was one more question about Omari because he's been everywhere in the field. So how you take this from him in this game?
No, I think that he did a good job. Omari is a player that's still learning a position. So you see him working through it sometimes. In the first half, I thought he was delaying releasing to the wing back. He could have released a little bit quicker. I think in the second half he had some issues 1v1 at times, getting beat twice. But what I really love about him is his mentality. He's a guy that works so hard and he wants to do his best. And when you have players like that, you support him to the fullest because we know how much he cares.
And Greg, Jay Davila gets 90 minutes. Seems like he played a really clean game.
Yep.
Had a couple really nice attacking moments as well. What does it mean to get him 90 minutes and just see him have a clean performance as well?
The goal of this game was switching out the whole midfield and getting guys 90 minutes. So now everyone is kind of on the same page and up to speed. I think that's really important important part of this game. So, we got that. Kwame got extended minutes. We know, Davila got 90, and he looked sharp. Kellen got 90 minutes. So now when you think about the midfield, all of a sudden there's options.
Any other questions?
Good to be back here.
Yeah,
It's an old stadium.
it feels great. I think the city did a good job trying to get the field in decent shape, and it was fine. And, fortunately, we have our own training ground now, and we don't have to come here all the time, but it's, certainly a place that feels like home.